Good day everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at two major stories making headlines in Nigeria. First, the sharp remark from Nyesom Wike directed at Rotimi Amaechi after Amaechi was seen chewing corn during the African Democratic Congress campaign in the Federal Capital Territory. And secondly, the court decision that has discharged and acquitted suspended DCP Abba Kyari over the non-declaration of assets case. Stay with me as we break down what really happened and what it means for Nigeria.
Somebody was speaker, somebody was governor, he was minister for 8 years. He never came on the road to do corn. You understand me? He never one day came up on the road to do corn. Now because he wants their support, they have to go emergency contour. Will you allow that? We cannot. We must be ourselves. The people must know who we are. And when they know that we are this kind of person, they know how to follow. Not today, you behave this way. Tomorrow, you behave the other way. As you see me here, you can know what I will do, what I will not do. You know what I will do. There are certain things that some people say you should do. Some I will not do. Some I will do. I'm not telling you that everything you have said, I will do that. That's not my way at all. And I cannot play away to my people. Do you want me to tell you lies? No. I will tell you.
Secondly, the court decision that has discharged and acquitted suspended DCP Abba Kyari over the non-declaration of assets case.
Merci. Because of the one you just can't do, you continue to see any
As we bring this discussion to a close, what we are witnessing here is not just two separate headlines. What we are seeing is a reflection of the kind of political environment Nigeria is currently navigating. On one side, the sharp political jab from Nyesom Wike aimed at Rotimi Amaechi may sound humorous on the surface, but behind that comment lies a deeper political rivalry that has been building for years. The image of Amaechi standing in Abuja during the campaign period for the African Democratic Congress municipal elections and chewing roasted corn quickly became symbolic. Some people saw a politician trying to reconnect with ordinary Nigerians in the streets of the Federal Capital Territory. Others saw it as pure political theatre. And that is why Wike's comment resonated across social media and political discussions. His words were not just about corn. They were about perception. In Nigerian politics, every gesture matters. Every public appearance sends a message. When a former governor and minister suddenly appears in the market among everyday people, it can either be interpreted as humility or as strategy. For supporters of Amaechi, the moment was simple, a politician interacting with the public during an election campaign. But for critics like Wike, it was a calculated performance designed to win sympathy and political attention ahead of the FCT municipal elections that have already been conducted. This is the reality of Nigerian politics today. Small moments quickly become big narratives. But while politicians exchange words and gestures in the political arena, the courtroom remains another powerful stage where national conversations unfold. The recent court decision to discharge and acquit suspended Deputy Commissioner of Police Abba Kyari on charges of non-declaration of assets has once again reopened debate about justice, accountability, and public trust in institutions. For years, Kyari's name has been surrounded by controversy, especially after his alleged connection to the international fraud case involving Ramon Abbas, popularly known as Hushpuppi. What once appeared to be the story of Nigeria's celebrated supercop suddenly turned into one of the most complicated legal and public image battles involving a senior law enforcement officer. Now, with this particular court ruling clearing him on the asset declaration charges, many Nigerians are asking important questions. Does this decision mark the beginning of a legal turnaround for Abba Kyari? Or is it simply one chapter closing in a much larger legal saga that is still unfolding? For supporters of Kyari, the ruling may reinforce the argument that due process must always be respected and that accusations alone should never replace evidence in a court of law. For critics, however, the ruling may raise further concerns about how accountability cases are handled within Nigeria's legal and investigative systems. And this is where both stories connect in a broader sense. Whether it is politicians battling for influence and public perception in Abuja, or high-profile legal cases shaping national debates, the underlying issue remains the same: trust. Trust in leadership. Trust in institutions. Trust in the political and legal systems that are supposed to serve the people. As Nigeria continues to move toward future political cycles and institutional reforms, these conversations will only become more important. Because in the end, politics is not only about speeches or campaign moments, and justice is not only about court rulings. Both are ultimately about how citizens interpret what they see and how those interpretations shape the country's democratic future. For now, the political exchanges between Wike and Amaechi will likely continue, especially as different political actors position themselves for influence within Abuja and beyond. And the legal story surrounding Abba Kyari may still evolve depending on other proceedings connected to his name. But one thing is certain: Nigeria's political landscape remains as dynamic, dramatic, and unpredictable as ever. And moments like these remind us that every statement, every ruling, and every public gesture can quickly become part of a much bigger national conversation. Thank you for watching. If you found this analysis informative, make sure you subscribe, share your thoughts in the comments, and stay connected for more updates as these stories continue to unfold.